Sure. $5 every time. That's how it works. You ready for me to start reading? Do you want pretzels while I read?
Yes, always have pretzels. Always have those big pretzels. For some reason, whenever you say pretzels, I'm like, I want big pretzels. Like,
Pretzels.
Pretzel dough thing, just good, so.
Pretzels always do sound good. I think with T-Mobile Tuesday, there's a buy one get one free right now. With Auntie Anne's, yeah, buy one original or cinnamon sugar pretzels. Auntie, there's Auntie Anne's in the area. Auntie Anne's are far. There's like none near here. They're supposed to ones packing us. What's up? That's like by the river when we're fishing. Jesus, you're holy and wonderful, amazing. I thank you for this new day. I thank you that we can have a pattern of video games, reading, dwelling on your wisdom, dwelling on how you see we should operate our life. When we see the way that you call us to love you and love our neighbors and ourselves, and it's by you. It's news. You've done it. Jesus, you have died and resurrected. That happened. And all we do is say, that was for me. Thank you. And then we're inaugurating your kingdom, as your kingdom is God smacking the world. We thank you. We thank you for the kingdom, the servant way, the self-giving way that you are. Now, as we read the ancient texts, a different culture and time that is so hard to understand with our modern Western sensibilities, may we humble ourselves and see the goodness in it. See how you're just calling us to serve and love like you have. And then the call is not like instruction. It's I have laid the path. I have laid the good life and follow me. I'm so thankful for that. As we read the ancient work of antiquity. Please reveal to us what it means to the original audience and in turn what it means now in the hope and the life of your resurrection. Thank you for putting to death the fear of death in you. I don't have to worry. Death has no sting on us anymore. Thank you. Amen. Genesis chapter 31, verse 55 to chapter 32, verse 24a. Fear. Early in the morning, Laban kissed his children and his daughters and blessed them. And Laban set off and went back to his homeland. As Jacob went on his way, God's aides met him. When he saw them, Jacob said, "This is God's camp." He called that place two camps. Jacob sent aides ahead of him to his brother Esau in the country of Seir, the land of Edom. He instructed them, saying, "You are to say this to my lord Esau. Your servant Jacob has said this. I have been staying with Laban and have remained until now. I have acquired cattle, donkeys, flocks, and male and female servants. I have sent this message to tell my lord so as to find favor in your eyes. The aides came back to Jacob saying, "We went to your brother Esau, and yes, he is coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him." Jacob was very fearful. Distress came over him. He divided the people that were with him, the flocks, the cattle, and the camels, into 2 camps, and said, "If Esau comes to the one camp and strikes it down, the remaining camp will escape." Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, Yahweh, you who said to me, 'Go back to your homeland and I will be good to you.' I am too small for all the acts of commitment and all the steadfastness that you have shown to your servant. With my rod I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Do save me from the hands of my brother, from the hands of Esau, because I am scared that he will come and strike me down, mothers and children. You yourself said, 'I will definitely be good to you and make your offspring like the sand of the sea, which cannot be counted because of its quantity.'" He stayed there that night and took from what he had with him a gift for his brother Esau: 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milk camels and their young, 40 camels and 10 bulls, and 20 she-donkeys and 10 he-donkeys. He puts them in the charge of his servants, each herd by itself, and said to his servants, "Pass on ahead of me and keep a distance between each herd." He instructed the front one, "My brother Esau will meet you and ask, 'To whom do you belong? Where are you going? To whom do these belong?' Ahead of you. You are to say, 'They are my servant Jacob's. They are a gift sent to my lord Esau. There he himself is behind us.'" He also instructed both the second and the third and all the ones who follow the herds, "Speak in this way to Esau when you reach him. And also say, 'There your servant Jacob is behind us,' because he said, 'If I pacify him with a gift, going ahead of me and afterwards see him personally, perhaps you will accept me.'" So the gift passed on ahead of him, while he stayed that night in the camp. That night he set off and took his 2 wives, his 2 maidservants, and his 11 children, and crossed the Jabbok crossing. So he took them and got them to cross the wash. He got what he had across the wash, and Jacob was left alone. There's something to be said for fear. Yeah, go ahead and take care of it. We'll have to recap. Should be easy for you. 463 minus 200. Good job. Okay, so remember what did Jacob do to his brother Esau? Do you remember?
He tried to kill him.
No, Jacob never tried killing Esau.
Oh.
It goes with, there's a lentil stew.
Oh yeah, so Jacob
Do you need help? So remember, Jacob tricked Esau into giving him his birthright. And then remember Jacob also tricked their father into giving the blessing that was for Esau for him. Remember, he was old, couldn't see, and so he took the blessing. And so now that's when they were young. And so then after that, that's when Jacob went off, like spent 14 years with his uncle, married like his daughters. So it's been a very long time. That was a very long time ago. And so he went to see his brother, and he thought his brother is going to, because he tricked him. Like, he thinks his brother wants revenge after all these many years. And so he's trying to pacify him with a bunch of gifts. It'd be like on Roblox. if I made you angry in Saitama Battlegrounds, right? And then you're like, I think, no, you just want to show me something. Like, you're like, oh, I want to show something. I'm like, oh, no, please. I keep throwing you Robux. It's like, that's what's happening. Jacob is trying to, like, Esau came with 400 men. So look like coming with a large crowd. Like, you think he's going to raid and take all his stuff. So Jacob's afraid. Yeah. There's something to be said for fear. On one seminary study tour to Israel and Palestine, we were on our way back from Beersheba to Jerusalem. The Israeli authorities were advising groups to follow a route that stayed in Israel territory, rather than risk trouble driving through Hebron. But that added an hour to the journey, and I knew a way of getting to Jerusalem without going through the center of Hebron. Unfortunately, I got our minibuses to turn off the main road one junction too soon, and we found ourselves in another small town where people were even more hostile to Israelites. As we drove down the town's main streets in our Israeli registered vehicles, people started throwing rocks at us. I was riding shotgun. You know what riding shotgun means, right? I was riding shotgun. So let's look at the map. So here is Jerusalem. Gosh dang it, dude. Okay, let me do an image. There we go. So here's Jerusalem, and here's Hebron. So and they're at Beersheba. So they were advised to take this route. So this is Israel territory. And they're advised not to go through Hebron because that is not Israel territory. And so, because Hebron, they'll most likely in their registered Israel bus be attacked. So he knew a path that went. So this takes an hour longer, but he knew a path that went around Hebron into Jerusalem. But he turned one lane soon. Yeah, and so they actually landed to probably a small town like right here, and this is hostile to Israelites. So they started throwing rocks. And so he made a big oof. So can you imagine being fearful? Like, these people might attack. So let's see what happens. Oh. So as we drove down the town's main street in our Israeli registered vehicles, people started throwing rocks at us. I was riding shotgun, but I didn't have one. And I remember thinking this is a very interesting experience, though it would be as well if we got out of here. Afterward, I found myself reflecting on the way other people were very scared and we'll say insist.
Incensed.
Incest.
Incensed.
Incest. Yes, incense is a different word. Incest. All right, we're reading. We're in commentary. No, we're just doing one section since it's just going to be a shorter day. So, want to recap? Well, or you want me to recap? So remember Jacob, right? What did he do to his brother Esau? No. Yeah, right, so so remember when they're younger, so Esau and Jacob are in their, let's say, 20s. And so it was time for their dad to start giving blessing to the firstborn. Who's the firstborn? Esau. So their father was set to give Esau the blessing. And so what Jacob did, though, is tricked his father, made him think that he was Esau, and received the blessing. And so Esau, was he like happy? Was he like about to give him flowers, say good job for tricking our father? What did he wanted to? Right. And so now, 20 years after, or 20, 30 years after, let's be very, very general right now. He has wives now, he has kids, he has gray hair on his head, and he wants to see his brother. Go back into the land, see his brother. And so he sent messengers to go and say, hello, your brother's coming. And in response, Esau comes down with 400 men. And so, what do you think Jacob's pretty chill now? You think Jacob's pretty chill? No, he's afraid. He's afraid that his brother's going to kill him and kill his family. It's fine, he doesn't know. So, you think his brother's going to kill him? He prays to God, and so fear is happening. So what we just read into the commentary is, so now we're reading, John Goldingay, the commentary, right? Mm-hmm. So he's talking about his experience of fear. So he was in Beersheba. And they need to get to Jerusalem. Now this is Israel territory. Here is Hebron is very hostile to Israelites. Anything registered Israel, the nation. And so this path will take an hour. But John Goldingay convinced the bus driver that he knew a path around Hebron where it's very hostile, and that will be a lot shorter to take. And so he oofed it, and they took a turn a little early. So they're in a very hostile town, and people started throwing rocks.
Wait, why didn't they just back up?
I think they just, once they noticed they're in the wrong town, they were just going through as fast as they can, not stopping. And so they just woof right through.
They were like, oh wait, oh no, what?
Yeah. And so
No, I do like this. Oh no. Next Johnny.
but so now he's talking about the experience. He was riding shotguns as they're throwing rocks at their bus, like breaking windows and stuff like that. So this is what he's thinking nearing it. This is a very interesting experience, though it would be as well if we got out of here. So afterward, I found myself. So he's reflecting on fear. Like here, Jacob is so fearful of his brother that he separated two camps. His family and him, so that if his brother does attack, the other one can maybe get away. Like he is scared, like pooping his pants scared.
No, he's living like.
Yeah. All right. Dude, please don't start that. All right, I'm just gonna.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So now this is John Goldingay almost pooping his pants fear experience. All right, I went. Dude, you are you sure? I don't think so. Okay. So now John Goldingay is talking about his moment of fear and reflecting on it. Afterward, I found myself reflecting on the way other people were very scared, and it's a very interesting way of seeing it. Is it incest? Does it sound like an I in it? It's not incest, because that's a different
Incensed.
word. Incensed.
Incensed.
Incensed. Okay. So, and incensed with me. So angry with him. Ticked off at him for making him go that route. Whereas I was not. Sometimes not being afraid is not a strength but a weakness. I don't do scared. And I can risk things that are actually unwise. Fear is an important positive emotion. It can be debilitating, but it can keep you out of trouble. Jacob's relationship to fear is complex. In his confrontation with Laban, he used a distinctive title for God. Previously, he had spoken of the God of my father, the God who was committed to his father and made promises to his father, and who he knows is also committed to him, because he stands in a line in which God has made a commitment in connection with fulfilling a purpose to bless his family and to bless the nations. Here he speaks of this God more specifically as the reverence of Isaac, the God whom Isaac reveres. It is the other side to God's being committed to him. But the Hebrew word for reverence is the same as the word for fear. There is a positive fear that expresses itself in reverence, awe, commitments, and obedience, and a negative fear that means being scared. Jacob doesn't mean Isaac is scared or frightened of God. Indeed, paradoxically, knowing a reverence and awe toward God means you increase in the confidence that can characterize your life in general. So, there's a positive and negative fear. So, for his brother right now, he's having a negative fear. Just, but an honor fear, right? Like you have reverence. Like you respect their position, you respect who they are. Like if the president actually comes to our house, we'll probably spruce up the place, clean the place out, because that's a positive fear for the position. And so in Jacob's case, however, it does not. Jacob is fearful of meeting Esau. He has more than one good reason. Esau is the guy who had a reason for wanting to kill him the last time they were together. And he is coming to meet Jacob with 400 other guys. They are near the river Jabbok, which flows east-west from the mountains, east of the Jordan, and marks a point where the Jordan itself can easily be crossed, and Jacob can get his company into the main part of the country. The story underlines the irony of the situation several ways. It rather looks as if God has guessed that Jacob will be somewhat apprehensive of meeting Esau, so God sends some aides to meet him. Jacob gives a name to camps, to the place where this happens, and camp commonly denotes a military encampment, which suggests that the aides are a show of supernatural protection to encourage Jacob, like the vision of the stairway to heaven with its similarity to the vision in 2 Kings. One irony then lies in the way Jacob then sends off his own aides to meet Esau and divides his own forces into two camps. So if Esau attacks one, the other may escape. Not much confidence in the supernatural camps there. Only after doing all that does Jacob start praying. Genesis tells of no reply to this prayer, though perhaps the meeting that will shortly happen counts as a response to it. In the meantime, Jacob continues to take action that arises out of his fear and again arouses at least a wry smile, if not a guffaw, from people listening to the story. The magnitude of the gift he sends ahead to Esau is monumental, a reflection of the magnitude of his fright. It is also a magnitude of the prosperity God has indeed given him over those 20 years in Paddan Aram. I guess it will not be a laughing matter to the servants who stood in the front of the firing line that Jacob is anticipating, though it is not clear how much of the dynamics of the situation they know about. When Jacob says that he hopes to pacify his brother with his gift, perhaps speaks only to himself, in which case they might simply be amused. But they must have recognized there was something odd about this whole proceeding. As a final testimony to his fear, Jacob even sends on ahead his immediate family and his personal possessions. It is as if he then stands paralyzed. All right, friends, we can start. I know how to do this now. Focus on damage, not melee damage. If I focus on solid damage, that will increase elemental and melee damage. Oh, I know. And also, that's really not even does that. So if I lose this, I want to why not? I made that call. Alright. Darn it. Nothing I can do except feel the pain. Alright, I know how to rebuild this now. Let me try. Yeah, let's do it. Steel. Yeah. And actually, at this point, I'm just happy just to have weapons.
Use the test dummy.
Oh. I want to try more time with them. Yeah. Oh yeah, the gladiator. Yep. I don't play Brotato for good looks. Oh yeah. Not just some sort of good look simulator that you find on Roblox. Oh. Where's attack speed? I'm a silly goose. I'm so silly. You want things that have the highest amount of, like the highest amount of melee damage. Alright. Let's restart. Let myself die. Ah! Run. Die here again. Oh, just solid 15. Speed 80. Huh. Huh? Hmm. Well, it'll be hard. Alright, for right now, I'll just be happy with having different weapons. Oh. Okay, there it tells me. Okay. What's up? Let's go. Oh, just a solid damage. Solid main damage on the fight. Yeah. Is that like for like temporary or permanent? Is that the big AoE one? Nope. Alright, that's that. Figured him out. Maybe not that. Harvest. Come on! Find luck. Take harvest and luck or crit. That's what I need to do. Okay, so crit. So first harvest and crit and luck.
Oh yeah! I got my first ability for Dragon Breath. You ready to see it, Charlie? It's not terrible, but like kind of sucks. Now that that's over. Oh god, that gave me like 100,000. God, maybe I'm keeping it.
Huh? No. Oh my gosh. Alright. What was this? Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll try them another time. Yes, Jason? What's up, Brittany? I thought I heard Jason say Corey. Huh? Our yard is even. Oh. Technically, no, but we put stuff in it before and sometimes we take it. So it's like sometimes we take it, sometimes we don't. So. That's cool. Okay. I'll just leave it out there until they eventually do, so. Yep. Oh yeah, that's because they're elemental and support. That'll be fun. What's my elemental damage? Let's do it. That looks fun. That'll be fun to try out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this. All right, Charlie, we gotta leave like in 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna say 5 minutes. We gotta leave in 5 minutes, okay? Oh, yeah. I know. It's model after a hammer, though. All right, in 3 minutes we got dip, my friend. Nice.
I missed it right.
All right, time for us to go, friend. Catch you guys later.